Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. It is of course only me again, and thank you all so much for tuning back in for another metal detecting video. So you may remember last week on my channel when I came back into a field that I'd done before, which had produced Roman coins, medieval coins and lots of nice little bits and bobs and trinkets. Well, this week I have come back into that same field. It was topped about a week ago, so very limited time to get back in here and actually do it really well while the grass is short. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to film it all for you to see. Last week we had some amazing Roman coins and medieval coins as well, and we've got a good few hours today to give it another go to see what else we could possibly find. So that leads me to say thank you all so much for watching my videos and content. It really does mean the absolute world to me. And if you like metal detecting videos, or even if you're into history, hit that subscribe button below. And of course, if you like the content today and the video, do consider to drop me a thumbs up as well. But that is the talking out of the way. Let's dig some holes today. Remember, you're going to see everything that comes out of the ground completely fresh. But let's get cracking, and I'll see you all on the very first hole. Well, it's that moment where we have come down on our very first find today, and luckily I've been able to actually come back to the exact same spot where I left last time, and that's thanks to the XP Go Terrain app. I don't know if you guys use that app, but I use it every time I go out now, and the information that that app tells me about the places where I detect and also where I've been is incredible. So I was able to just literally go straight back to the exact point where I finished last week, and that means that I can just continue on my journey knowing that I'm not going over the same ground twice. So really do recommend that you guys download that. You don't have to be an XP user. You can be a Minelab user, you can be anyone you want, but yeah, definitely go and give that a go. However, just had a really interesting find down here, and I think it's possibly medieval or something like that. It's not Roman, I don't think, but it's interesting. Come and take a look. So as you can see, it's this copper alloy thing, and obviously the thing that stands out first and foremost is this love heart. Now, it does look broken, so I don't think it's the complete object. And at first, when I saw this in the ground, I thought, ooh, that looks like a buckle. But I don't think it is a buckle, because it's a very odd shape if it was a buckle. But I don't actually know what it is. It is a copper alloy object of some kind, and as I said, it could very well be medieval, if not certainly into the post-medieval period. But yeah, to have a little love heart on it like that, maybe this field loves me, which would be reciprocal, because I absolutely love this field. Yeah, so that's not a bad start at all. We've had a nice little copper alloy object just below the surface of the ground, but let's keep pushing on. Hopefully we can get some more amazing goodies. So our next find in the field today is just a random blob of metal. Very heavy metal though, but I wouldn't say that this was lead. It's a very odd colour, which makes me think that it could be pewter even. But yeah, I don't know. This thing was living very far under the ground though. It was a very faint target, and had to dig a lot of soil out, so I would say this is easily sort of 10 inches down, and you can see why we picked it up, because it is just such a big blob of lead. But I have absolutely no idea what it is, so we'll put it in the finds bag and we will hastily move on. Wow, so we've just gone and found another really interesting little target. Now it is much windier today than what it was when we were in here last week. It's a bit grayer as well, but it's still really warm, which means I'm happy that it's windy because it's keeping me nice and cool. And when you're having to walk up and down the hillside of this field, metal detecting and digging holes, it's nice to have a bit of a breeze to cool you off. But this looks quite an interesting little item. So what is it? Well, I think it's possibly some type of clasp, or it's some type of decoration. So it could be from furniture or something like that. I initially thought when it came out of the ground that it was like a horse harness decoration, but I'm not really too sure now because I can't see any of the points on the back that would indicate that it was once strapped to leather, which makes me think that actually I think it was maybe fixed at the top and the bottom, and it once would have just gone onto some furniture or something like that. So yeah, it's an interesting item. I can't decide on a date. I kind of hoping that it's medieval, but it could be post-medieval, sort of 1600s, maybe 1700s. I'm not 100% too sure, but it is another interesting item in this field. And yeah, it's just such an eclectic mix of interesting finds in here, and it's enough to keep you satisfied for a little while, that's for sure. So this little find here was probably about 2 feet away from that last little target that we had. And at first I honestly thought that this was a big chunky coin, but on sort of looking at it a little bit more, I really don't think it is. I think it's made of lead, which of course means that it's definitely not going to be a coin, but it could be a weight of some kind, because it does have small little squares notched out of it through the middle. So somebody has purposely cut those little squares out of the middle of it. So yeah, I absolutely have no idea on this one. I honestly thought this would be a Roman coin, but it's not. It's definitely made of lead. It's just really heavy. Either way, it is another find in this field. So yeah, maybe I'll get some detail from it. If I do, I will of course pop it on the video for you all to see. So this one was a whacking great big target. Oh my goodness, honestly you would have thought that there would have been a tractor wheel or something below the ground, because it was just so loud and so big. And I dug it out and this popped out, which isn't so big, but it's quite chunky. So you can see that it is quite a thick sort of metal, and yeah, I can get how that would probably give off quite a big signature. But it's copper alloy. Looks like there's something broken off here, and yeah, I don't know. I honestly do not know, but it is a ginormous target. I don't think it's incredibly old. It could even be off of a tractor or something like that. I'm not 100% too sure. What do you guys think? Do you think this is something to put in the keep bucket, or something to throw into the junk bucket? Your guess is as good as mine. But yeah, anyway, there's that one. Booming target. Let's see what else we can find. Oh wow. So if you remember last week's video, we found Roman coins and we found medieval hammered coins. It was quite a nice mix of nice coinage. Well, we've just had a cracking 73 target. I think we've just gone and found another hammered coin, and this one is super thin, so absolutely no idea what's on it yet, but let's give it a bit of a clean off and see if we can see a monarch or something on there which is going to help us be able to date it. So a lot of the coins that we've had in the field so far, especially the hammered ones, have been quite sort of medieval, kind of Edward the First to Edward the kind of third, something around that range, but I think this one might be a little bit later. Could even be a Tudor coin or something like that, but check out how thin this coin is. It is so thin. So yeah, I honestly don't know if there's much detail on it, but I think we'll give it a squirt of water, just see if we can find out if there's any information on it at all. And by the power of editing, I shall do that now. So it has had a squirt of water, and I'm afraid to say there is not a lot of detail on it at all. You can just make out a shield here, or at least part of a shield. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But yeah, this has been absolutely obliterated by the ground, totally obliterated, which is a crying shame because this would have been a really nice hammered coin. You can just make out some of the legend around the outside here. So I'm willing to bet that this coin is either going to be an Elizabeth I sixpence, or it's going to be a Mary, and it could be a Mary Groat. But honestly, we are probably never going to find that out. However, it is another hammered coin in this field, and it's giving up the goodies for us once more. So amazing, really happy with that. Let's push on, see if we can find one, hopefully with a bit more detail on it. So for a very brief moment there, I honestly thought we had gone and found another hammered coin, and then I flipped it over and it wasn't silver on the other side. But oh my goodness, for a moment I honestly did think we'd found a hammered coin, but it's not. And I think what it is it's the top to a button, and it is silver, but it was obviously a silvered button, hence why it's copper alloy on the other side around. And really interestingly, you can see some writing. We've got Devon, so that must be the county or could be the name. And then we have S and then REG. So is this a regimental button? Not really too sure. It doesn't have a crown on it or anything like that, which is usually quite typical of regimental buttons. So not 100% sure. Is that a name? Is it from Devon? I have absolutely no clue, but you can see exactly what I thought. Silver on one side. Definitely looked like a hammered coin for a moment, but unfortunately it is just a button. Oh my absolute goodness, guys. Oh my god. So we have just gone and dug a target down here, and it was like sort of 79, something like that, and it was relatively deep, although I did kind of miscue it at first, and something has just popped out of the ground, and it's a gold ring. Oh my goodness, it's a gold ring. It has to be a gold ring. I mean, it's not, you know, a super duper high carat, but this is a gold ring, and oh my days, I love this field. What a lucky day to find gold. Oh, so it kind of looks a little bit like one of those kind of signet rings, but I was just looking on the top of it where there's usually a sort of engraving, maybe even like a letter or initial, and there's nothing. There is absolutely nothing on it. But just underneath, oh wow, there is an engraving. It's on the other side, so it's actually on the side where you would put your finger. So there's some hallmarks in there, which I was expecting that. You know, this isn't a super duper old ring, but this is certainly a ring from maybe the last 100 years. And inside you can see MAP. So that's map, but it's obviously the initials of somebody, isn't it? It's obviously the initials of the owner. Oh my goodness. Gold ring. Is it 9 carat, 14 carat? I can't imagine it's any more than 14 carats, because usually they're a lot kind of golder than this. This is a bit of an offish colour, so yeah, I'm willing to bet this is quite a low carat ring, but it's a gold ring nonetheless, and we have gone and found it. Oh my goodness. What a lucky day we are having today. This field just keeps producing the goodies, and I am absolutely loving it. So we found gold, haven't we? Which means we've got to make a fool of ourselves and do the obligatory gold dance. So yes, because we found gold. We found gold in the ground. Oh yes. Oh, it's been so long since I've found anything gold, and if anyone can see me, I am absolutely not sorry for this gold dance, because we found gold. Oh, amazing. What a result. Let's find some more. Okay, so after the commotion of finding an amazing gold ring, we have another target, a slightly more modest target, this one. It is of course a buckle fragment. It's a bit of a letdown from finding a nice gold ring, isn't it? But still, it is a buckle fragment, and it's a relatively old one. So this dates from the 1500s, believe it or not. And unfortunately, it's only half of it, because there would have been another half that went just around here, so almost a mirror image of this buckle. And yeah, unfortunately we only have half of it, but a nice Tudor buckle probably ties in quite nicely with the coin, the hammered coin that I found earlier on, because I'm pretty sure that's Tudor as well. So a nice little buckle fragment, nice high number, about 83 that was on the target identification. So yeah, let's keep going, see if we can find some more gold. Well, looks like it's gone and happened again. And no, I don't mean we've gone and found another gold ring, but we have gone and found another silver hammered coin. Can you believe that? Wow. So this was quite a low number. It came up as about 68 on the target ID. And I'm pretty sure when I found the other groats in this field, they were around the sort of 74 to 75 mark. So maybe this one isn't quite so sort of heavily silver, but it is quite battered, and that might explain why it's a lower number, because it's a smaller piece of silver essentially. But it's most certainly another groat. Yep, you can see on the front there you've got the long cross and the 3 pellets, and of course on the back you're going to see the bust, and that's very likely going to be the bust of Edward III, because the other groats I've had in here have also been Edward III. So there is a very, very high possibility this is going to be another one, and that makes 3. So far in my trips to this field, I have found 3 full groats, so that is incredible. And it does mean that, you know, during the sort of 1400s, late 1300s, there were people in this field, obviously maybe working the field or living close by, that had quite a large quantity of money, because full groats were worth a fair bit. And obviously to lose them would have been absolutely devastating to the person that had this coin. Yep, today is really turning out to be an absolutely tremendous day again in this field. I only wish I just had more and more time to do the rest of this field, because trust me, it is an absolute whopper. And we have just done such a small segment of this field on this slopey bit that there could be so much more stuff in here at the top and at the bottom, but there just isn't enough time to do it. And soon, when we get a bit of rain, this grass is going to shoot up and the cows are going to come back in, and yep, we're going to have to wait ages to get back in here again. But hey, it's always here, and the finds have been in the ground for hundreds of years, so they're not going anywhere. And when we eventually get a chance to come back in here, obviously we can find some more bits. So another medieval groat, fantastic. So on that incredibly positive high note, we are going to end today and this week's video. Thank you all so much for tuning back in and coming out with me on my metal detecting adventures. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing those amazing bits come out of the field today. It's just been a wonderful experience finding hammered coins and a gold ring. I mean, days really don't get much better than that, do they? But we've got months left of British summertime, and you never know, they might put some sheep in here which will keep the grass short, which will mean that we've got plenty more field to do and hopefully plenty more treasures to find as well. But thank you all so much again. Remember, if you do like metal detecting videos, then hit that subscribe button, because I will be feeding you videos every single week. And if you've liked the video today and the finds, do drop me a thumbs up as well. But I am off home now. Thank you all again. I will catch you all on the very next video.